Welcome to day 7 of your self-love yoga journey with the Divine Flow Lab. My name is Shayna, and today I'll be guiding you through a yoga practice to cultivate inner peace and deepen the connection you have with yourself. Before we get started, if you are enjoying this series, please feel free to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our self-love practices. Let's get started by coming to a comfortable seated position on our heels. Bringing a hand to the heart center and gently closing the eyes, beginning to connect with the breath. As we move through this practice today, I'd like you to let go of any distractions and instead tune into the rhythm of your breath and the sensations in your body. Taking a few more deep breaths, then gently blinking the eyes open. Let's begin to flow with the breath here, walking our hands out in front of us. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. But as we do this, we'll be flowing through different movements. So dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone for cow pose. Then dropping the head, rounding the spine for cat pose. Coming back into cow pose. Then pushing the hips back towards the heel for child's pose. Slowly rounding the spine, coming back up into cow pose. Rounding the spine, dropping the head for cat pose. Coming back into cow pose. Then dropping the hips back down towards the heels, child's pose. Slowly rolling all the way up. Taking another round of cat-cow. Then coming back into that cow pose and pushing back into child's pose. Slowly pushing ourselves up to tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes, lift our hips up and back for downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths in down dog as it's the first one of the day. Walking the hands back to meet the feet. Circling the arms up, coming up into a standing position. And bringing the hands down to heart center. Taking a deep inhale as you circle your arms up. Then exhale, coming down into a full yogi squat. Rocking side to side and taking a few breaths. Then placing the hands down on the mat and lifting the hips, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, circling the arms up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips, coming into forward fold. Walking out the hands in front of us, coming into plank. Lowering the knees down and lowering all the way down towards the mat. Pressing into the palms, coming up for cobra. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pressing firmly into the hands here, shifting forward into a plank. Then bending the knees and coming back into downward facing dog. Remembering to breathe naturally as we find some movement in the spine. Shifting forward into plank and bending our knees back into downward facing dog. Then staying in that downward facing dog, let's walk our feet up to meet our hands. Inhale, circling the arms up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, circling the hands up. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, sliding the hands up the shins, coming up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, placing the hands down on the mat, stepping back into plank, lowering all the way down or halfway for upward facing dog cobra, then tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Let's bring our knees down onto the mat and push our hips back towards our heels for child's pose. Take a moment to reconnect with yourself here. Have any new distractions come up for you? Simply observe them and let them go. Continuing to breathe naturally. And pressing into the palms, let's push ourselves back up into tabletop position. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Walking the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, circling the arms up. Exhale, coming back down into that yogi squat. 2 more breaths. Then making our way down onto the mat, sitting down and taking our legs out in front of us. Coming into a laying down position, arms along the sides of the body. Reconnect with the breath as we begin to wind down. Observe the rise and fall of your belly, and if any distractions or thoughts come to your mind, accept them lovingly and let them pass. Shavasana. Bringing some awareness back into your body. Let's wiggle the toes and the fingers and slowly make our way up into a seated position. Bringing our hands to our knees and closing the eyes. Turning your attention inward. I'd like to share a few affirmations with you. I am worthy of love. I trust in my ability to focus and find peace within me. With each breath, I invite calmness and clarity into my being. I honor myself with kindness and compassion. Bringing a hand to the heart and taking a deep breath in. We may not always be able to control our surroundings, but we can always control ourselves and how we'd like to react. I invite you to carry this sense of peace and clarity throughout your day, bringing the hands together at heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 8. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.